Testing, testing. Okay. So yesterday I left with part of the world still to be done. But I managed to finish it. So the world is now basically ready. So I mean the terrain is basically ready. As with the rest of the world, I broke all the long lines to make it more organic. And then I went through and replaced all these markers. And then I went through and cleaned up the textures of the terrain. So, for example, this one I've overlooked, and I just paint that in the correct color. I did that with the whole world, and now it looks pretty clean. So finally, the world is in a state where I can focus completely on the content of the world, except instead of focusing on the terrain. And there are still some things here or there that I've overseen that I've overlooked. Because that was quite the task, and yeah, my eyes hurt. I've been at it for a couple of hours today and basically all night yesterday. But this is a important milestone, and what I want to do today is I want to paint in the paths. So if I start the game, I have no idea which direction I'm supposed to go. And while the terrain is much more recognizable now, I still think it's not enough to not get confused with which direction is forward and which one is back, especially if you're deeper into the path. So I wanted to add a path line that would basically look like this. Just a dirt trail that sneaks its way through the path. And of course I can't paint this font by hand because the path changes. But if you look at this, there's a problem. But maybe is there a bigger piece somewhere? Yeah, here. Yeah, you can see the difference is crazy. So I have a clear direction of where I need to go, and I have also a clear understanding of what is not directly contributing towards the end goal, but what is side content. So if I move off the path in this direction, I know that I'll have to come back eventually. I think this is a important addition. And now the problem is, how do I paint this? Let me restart so I don't have these trails here lying around. So what I have is I have a pathfinding routine that can get me from P marker to P. P stands for patch. That can get me from patch to patch, but it is a star pathfinding, so it will probably look like this. And yeah, it's probably taking straight lines. So I need to, first of all, I need to chop up the path. It shouldn't lay down dirt tiles all the way, but leave the tiles untouched in areas. And it should look kind of natural. So it shouldn't, for example, if I want to move up here, it shouldn't stick to this wall like that. It should kind of, it should take arcs, maybe, if that makes sense. I know you can do that with Bezier curves, but the first step is just getting it to work and then tweaking it if necessary. And it should be pretty easy. But let's see. So I have a start position, and I have a path to another patch position, and then another, and then another, and then another. So the algorithm needs to hold on to the current patch index. That's path index, not patch. Then it needs to get the next path index. Then it needs to find the way from, let's call them P1 and P2, from P1 to P2, and each step along the way drop a dirt tile. For now I'll just drop it all the way for every step. And then if P2 is reached, well, that's actually not how a star works, but kind of. I'll do it the real stupid way. And that might take a while, but that's okay for the first trial. For the first try. What I'll do is I find the path, I take one step along the path, and then I throw the results away and do it again. So if P2 is reached, then set P2 as P1 and set P2 as next path index. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So yeah. Let me just commit what I have lying around. Okay. I need the tile file. And here I have the generate function that does, it places traps, it spawns monsters, etc. And here I want to draw the path. And I have a that's in debug. So this is the A star function, which I adjusted for the debug mode. Not sure why it's here. This actually have editor stuff. Let me look at the initialization. So it says it goes through all the tiles in the range, and it says if it's a path, then if it's not a path, then consider this tile blocking. If there's no tile there, it's blocking. If it has an object and the object size is greater than 0 and it has health points, it doesn't have health points, then consider it blocking. And if it's a bound, consider it blocking. But I actually want the normal walking pathfinding. But the problem with that is that it's pretty narrow. Yeah, I should just give this a size parameter. But can I do that? Why didn't I do that? It could be a problem. Oh yes, it's the size of the array. But I could just set that to a pretty high value. Why is that not here? Oh, there it is. Okay. So it's a star. It's 16. In the debug version I have... What do I have? Oh yeah, I remember this. Overflows. Yeah. I have 128 tiles in width. Yeah, I should make this take a size and make this hard-coded to 128. Yeah, so this should take a width. Same as this. Yeah, of course I have a width variable here. I don't have s. That's another function. Yeah, let's use s. That's actually not correct. Hey, 6 for 12. How's it going? Good evening. I'm struggling with naming variables. I'm fine. Bit sleepy, but otherwise. May as well call me Ethan at this point. Thanks for offering, yeah. I was debating if I'd call you 12 or just 6'4" or something. Okay. I have coffee, yes. It's just after I have dinner, I'm getting quite sleepy. But I'll survive. It passes after an hour or so. Nice espresso. I've gone all barista with a latte. I've gone all barista, but the milk foam is gone. Food coma, food baby, or whatever people call it. Yeah, exactly that. Let's just call it AW. W. My partner says food coma is when she's eaten too much. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely ate, but I could have eaten a lot more. So, what are you working on today? I'm working on the on painting in the paths. So I've brought the world up to shape. I've put a stone here that when you touch it, it brings you into the world. And I've done away with the plateaus because they were too restricting. But yeah, today I'm working on the path painting. So the dirt trails that show the player where to go. And for that I'll have to spruce up my A-star pathfinding. What about the island or just that stone thing? Something different? The island? Not sure what you're talking about. Just that stone thing. Yeah, that's just what where am I? Yeah, that thing. I've just did that in 5 minutes because I had the idea. Usually you've got the porches that take you somewhere, and that stone you touched took you from somewhere to the overworld. Yeah, this is the beginner, the entrance dungeon, the entrance area. So you walk in here and then you just touch the thing, and then you get thrown somewhere in the world. Before it was just a staircase, I think, and now it's a stone that you put your hand on. So yeah, but that's just a small change. I see. Prefer that over the last one. Nice. Yeah, me too. So the problem was where they the plateaus I had, these where I was spawning the last couple of streams. I've placed 25 of these in the world, but they are just not enough. You see the repetition when you die and then you spawn again. Too often you hit the same one or one you've just seen a couple of minutes ago. So I needed to revert back to the the player can spawn anywhere on these the yellow P, the yellow P markers. Yeah, and for that I needed some kind of mechanism, some kind of plausible mechanism that brings the player there. So touching a magical stone and then, yeah, the yellow P markers. So touching the stone and then being teleported there is a good solution for now. Yeah. And yeah, so my plan for today is create the path, the dirt trails, and then I want to make a new preview release on stream, hopefully. And yeah, then work on some other things off stream. But that's the plan for now. Okay, this is W. And I made a short for YouTube yesterday, late at night. And it got almost 600 views, and it's the shittiest short you can imagine. It's not even good. It's just I played the game for 5 minutes or so, and then took 30 seconds. The traps one, yeah, around 500, yeah. I didn't even cut it right. It just stops. But still, so many people got to see it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, making shorts is actually quite easy. You just, in OBS, you just swap your resolution from 1920 by 1080. You swap it to 1080 by 1920. And then you can record in the vertical format. And then just with FFmpeg, you can say, okay, cut this video from second 25 to second 45, and then you upload that, and that's it basically. That's what I did. So that's super fast and also super shitty. But you could, of course, put more work into what you're showing, etc. Yeah, YouTube shorts are a good way to get attention to your game, TBH. Lots of people like doom scroll, or whatever the term is, through YouTube shorts. Yeah, so I mean, the problem is I have no idea. Probably not the only one, but I have no idea what works in this short format. Hey Andre, how's it going? Pretty sure some tech influencers like Primogen gets most of his views from his shorts. Private Software had the same. Yeah. I'll just continue dumping shorts every day. Probably, if I can remember, because it's really easy. I just play the game, for 5 minutes, record those 5 minutes in OBS, and then watch the video, and pick 30 seconds, cut them and upload them in, and that's maybe 15 minutes total. I even made overlays in the game with the game title on top in the vertical format, centered. But I have no idea where I should position it, because I guess there's an app bar at the top, and then you have to move it down a little or something. Or maybe the videos are really full screen. That could also be the case. But yeah, I mean, no text at all worked as well. So okay, let's see if this explodes, because I wasn't paying that much attention. That one. I need to change the definition. Waypoint. I think that's long gone. Too few arguments. Oh, heuristics. Okay. The heuristic. Okay, we're in the entities. Do you use C tags? No. What is this? A line. 16 is fine. I mean, 16 was the default before, so let's add that everywhere. That's the width of the A star field. Let's see if the monsters still see me. Well, and another thing I did was I've split music and sound into two values. And that was so I could, while recording shorts, I could turn off the game music and let it run on the computer, so I can better control when it starts and stops. That's the reason that's in there. I think they can find me. All right. Oh, this is bad. Why did it put me here? I think I've used C tags before, but that was just for reading code. How many times did that guy dodge? And yeah, that was a while ago. Couldn't tell you how to set it up, but I think you just have to run it on your files once or often. So A star seems to work. That's good. So I can now use that same functions with a much wider radius for the A star search field for finding paths between the patches and then painting dirt on the tiles. I find the damage numbers kind of annoying sometimes because I can't see what's dropping from the containers underneath. But also I've yet to find a better solution. TBH I use COC, but it has loads of extra shit I don't want or need and requires Node.js. Might give C tags a go. I just need a tiny bit of completion. Okay. Is C tags for code completion? I thought it was just for jumping around, but I'm not sure. For like go to this, go to the definition of this, etc. What I could do for the shorts is I could move the health bar into the frame. That's maybe a good addition. Oh yeah, it's only for that. Never mind. I usually just type stuff similar to what I want and press tab and it gives me options. I hate having the P menu pop in as I go. Oh yeah, unprompted autocomplete. It drove me nuts when Xcode added that for Swift. That was actually horrible. Oh no, it was the auto warnings. You typed in your Swift code and it looked at it in the background and then tagged everything red before you were done writing your code. So of course it all was wrong because it wasn't finished. That was still doesn't go into my head why they did that. Before I was all in Vim with a bunch of plugins. I'll just use plain Vim Vim with COC, and that's it. Zero syntax, highlighting, or diagnostics. And COC is just a code completion plugin. Or was it? Or I'm not. I've never heard of it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, syntax highlighting is. It can be good for if you're reading lots of code, or if you're searching for something in lots of code. But yeah, I don't need it because I know all the code in this project. But otherwise I might have problems. And it's also all in my personal formatting. So yeah, to read code, I'd probably use Sublime Text or something. Okay. I want to do this in tile. Okay. I still use VS Code at work though, because a TypeScript mono repo and a massive 100k LOC C# code base is not easy. Jesus. That's pretty big. Yeah, you'd need tools for that. Okay, now for the actual code. Yes, let's look at the function again. Nav way. So paint dirty trail. I only do C and Objective-C at home. So I don't really need anything more than a dead basic editor. Yeah, me too. Where's my algorithm? Here. So I need, let's move that out. Okay, so I need the P1 and P2. These are the patch indices. This one starts at 0 and this is 1. And then while P2 is not is that the right thing? Nope. Oh, it is. Okay. So let's find out what this returns. pathfinding function. Returns 0 if no path found. Does it return 1 if it arrived? No. So I'll have to check it myself. Oh, that's not easy. Patches. Layer 2. Then the path index. Great, that's absolutely useless. Wait, it's int pointers? No, it's not. That's a bit scary. Oops. Come on. ext.c. Thank you. Thank you. I wonder why that didn't crash, because it's declared as a pointer. I mean, pointer is of course 8 bytes, int is 4 bytes. So that's enough space, but it's strange that it didn't catch that. Anyways. So I still don't know what's actually in there, but I think it's indices into the patches. Let's see, path. Yeah. So at path 0, I have a index into the patches. So I can write this. I'm unable to write these 4 letters. Patch in the of path. Does this VI behavior of not actually deleting the character under the cursor annoy you? Like it deletes, but the character is still on the screen. Oh, the painting. You get used to it so fast. I don't even notice it. So yeah, it's actually not a problem. Okay, path. I know what's in there. This idea was correct. Let's move this here. Start. Start position is is this a feature of the editor? Good question. I don't think so. What behavior do you... Is it that when I replace something and write into it? Is it that what you mean? Or I'm changing a word here? Because I think it's just... so I have no idea, but my guess is that this was a limitation back then with the end curses library. Or they just didn't bother refreshing the screen one additional time. But that's just a guess. So end position is this one. So this is the patches array. It has three layers. And the patches, these are actually structs. The path array, on the other hand, are the indices into the patch. So if I say on the path, give me position 0, the index of patch at position 0, and give me that patch, and of that patch give me the position. This means that I have a position for the first patch and the second patch, and now I can move between them. And I would do that with another while loop. Well, actually I need a normal P as well. Oh, this gets complicated. Let me think about that. Yeah, just need a second function. Paint segment. Okay, now I'm getting these all confused. Let's name this patch A and patch B. That doesn't help. Why is position and patch the same letter? Why is my keyboard so squeaky? So I have two patch indices and two positions. Okay, let's call it PA maybe. Oh, that's patch index. Okay, that makes more sense. Oh, that's path index. Be right back. Yeah, see you in a bit. So while let's just name it A and B. As long as B is less than the steps, the number of patches in the path, and then I can call if paint segment with this and with this. Well, that's, I'll never figure out what that means. So let's, instead of using variables, let's write a comment. So if this is 1, returns 1 if finished, then A plus plus and B plus plus. Oh, that looks ugly. Let's do it the other way around. If it's 0, continue. That's better for my eyes. That should actually be it, because this function goes over here. And this is int p. Okay, I have p1 and p2, while p1.x is not p2.x, or p1.y is not p2.y. Do the path finding. What is this R? What is R? But that's this, I think. That's the direction that leads to P2. In the V7, there's only one fixed path. It shouldn't be. If there is, then there might be a problem with the seeds. That would be bad, of course. Let's make this 128. And if this is 0, then we break out. I think. Seems to be 1, sadly. Let me check. Do I have it downloaded? Let me see if I can. Nope, only have 5. Or somehow on could be my version. I just downloaded it. Okay. Did you download the Windows version or Linux? Because I can only test the Linux one. Okay. So let's compare. The go upstairs a bit weird. What do you mean by go upstairs? I go to the dungeon. This one. Is this the same? Or is it? Yes, there's no. There's no go down. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Am I slow today? The go upstairs is a bit weird. You mean in your game there's no starting, there's no going here to this part. There's no stairs. Oh, you can, okay. But after you go up, you can't go down. Oh, now I get it. Yes, that's okay. That's intentional. That's how it should be actually. So you start and then there's no turning back. I've made this right now in the new version that's not released. There's no stairs. There's a stone that you touch and then you get transported somewhere else. So yeah, look, there are different runs. But yeah, there's no going back. So right now in the game, let me. It looks like this. So it's the same everything, but there's a stone here. And if you touch the stone, then it brings you here to another one. So that maybe makes more sense. Now that it's not a staircase anymore. Now it's really just a portal. And I'm starting directly in front of the stone because I'm in debug mode. Normally you would start back at the ship. Actually, it didn't do that. in this version, did it? Oh, but it starts here again. Is that true? Okay, it starts here. All right. So yeah, that's how I meant it to be. Doesn't mean it's final, but yeah. And yeah, these plateaus here where you start, I've taken them out because I would have needed to make so many of them to not feel repetitive. So that it's now, let me start this again. Let me see if this seed is, okay, it's a different one. So yeah, it's working as intended. It may be confusing, but it's as intended. And now I'm working on making it not as confusing. But yeah, please, Andre, if things like that come to your mind, please tell me so I can make it more clear what's happening in the game for the players. Because if I add these things to the game, then they are clear to me, of course, but they might not be clear to the players. So thanks for your input. Okay, now I wanted to see what this returns. Okay, returns 0 if nothing found, then I break. Actually, I can return 1. So I now have the direction I need to move. So I get myself a position, and then I add the direction I need to walk to that vector. But before that, I paint. And let's make it easy. Let's just paint it red. And then continue. This is... I don't need to return 1 because when I return, it's finished. Yeah, that's tragic. Too few arguments. That makes sense. Okay, let's see what happens. Now the question is it stuck in an endless loop? Because this function here is, that's A star pathfinding. And that looks like an endless loop. Oh, I think I know what it is. Thank God I've been through this before, because finding that bug was quite a journey. But the bug is that this overflows. Oh, come on. Just for good measure. Okay. Okay, it crashed. That's easier. Tile add. Okay, no, that's actually not easier. That looks pretty bad. That looks pretty bad. It looks like a buffer overrun. Because this is just... This is in tile add. This function is called tens of thousands of times each frame. So it's definitely correct. And this is just a flag check. If this crashes with a seg fault, I have a buffer overrun. But the only thing I've changed is the navigation map. And I'm pretty sure I've set this to 128. Oh, that's a problem. Pretty sure that that's the problem. Doesn't mean I can't have others. Okay, let's break. I am in still pathfinding. Let's see, maybe it finishes. It would be pretty bad if it takes this long. So I don't think that's correct. It might be that pathfinding never returns the move to the actual destination. I can kind of test that. I can say while the distance between those two is greater than 1. Okay, let's try 2. Doesn't like it. Okay, it's still walking. It says it should move to the east. Oh, I think I know the problem. This navigation function, pathfinding function, takes into account the objects, but I want to fly over them. Okay, let's try using the debug function, and that has, oh come on, here it is, this. So this says walk over destructible enemies. So that means monsters would now probably walk through the bushes. Which might be fun. Let's see. Undeclared makes sense. Okay, but I have to get this to work first. Yeah, it shouldn't take this long. It doesn't take this long for 500 patches. Okay, where are we? Still pathfinding. Okay, maybe I just have a typo. Something stupid somewhere. Let's go through it again. Actually, I don't need both of these. I need I and I plus 1. That's enough. So I take the position of the P marker on the first patch. In the path, then the P marker of the patch on the second stretch of the path. I dump that into here as P1 and P2, and as long as P1 and P2 are apart, oh, that's the wrong question here. I need P, not P2, P1. That was an error. And then I need P, and this is okay. I could also just write into P1 here on the stack, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Okay, that took an awful long time, but it worked. Here you can see the path. So that's actually not bad. If you imagine it worse. Okay, this takes a long time. Also, this is a bug. I don't know why it spawned me in this position. There's no marker there. Oh, I get it. These plateaus they count as patches, and they don't have a marker, so it just chooses, what does it choose? Something. So remove plateau patches. Should actually discard them unless the patches are not initialized. Okay, let's use oh, I am in tile. That's great. Put theme. So let's put down the dirt, and that is P. takes a rectangle because it's mostly used in the editor. This is L, this is whatever Earth is. That's 2. And let's also add if random integer that will probably look bad. But let's say it only drops every second time. And if it takes this long on Linux, you'll probably be waiting a couple of minutes on Windows. Okay, and why didn't it, why? Okay, am I seeing ghosts? There was a tree there, no? Pretty sure there was a tree there. That then disappeared. Okay, so now this region is a problem, of course, because it's all dirt. I could paint it all in I could change the color to, what was it? This. And then you'd have the dirt show up again. Can I do that easily? Of course not. Because these tiles intersect, but I can. I mean, that's another night of work, but just a couple of hours. Okay, what is this? 36. If I go into process and I say, okay, for all tiles in layer 2, if the color is 28, and I've forgotten the other one. 36, I believe. then it's 36. Unless it's, well, I think it's this tile. So if it's a floor plate, then leave it alone. Okay, I mean, that's not bad. These, I'll have to retouch the buildings and a couple of other stuff, but that's working. And I think it looks better. Certainly is not a huge contrast as it was before, which is good compared to the other regions. Let's see what the path does if we're landing in that region. Could take a while. There we are. But where's the path? Where does this tree come from? The tree's gone. Am I spawning random trees? When did I introduce that? So certainly not deliberately. So should I keep this? Thinking about the path and if that's written into the base tiles, but I don't think so. Okay, I backed up the tiles, so I can overwrite this. So I can turn this back off. Andre, no worries. Did you manage to test the single path? Are you talking about the release version or the thing I'm working on? The release version. Yeah, I've tested it. Wrong. It works just as intended on my PC as well, at least. So these stairs, they are meant to be one way. If you're going down, you're not coming up. They are more like a portal. They are placeholder for a portal, which I have now. And yeah, this is actually the same. I think why you're thinking that it's only a few seeds is the same reason what I was thinking. The problem is these plateaus here. I've only have so many in the game, so the game often lands on the same one. But they are gone as well. So that problem is solved. But I've checked, so it loads other games, other paths. It's just on these plateaus. I was getting confused because the first path seemed to always be the same, but they're not actually the same. Yeah, they just repeat because these plateaus where you spawn were a bad idea, and I've thrown them away since. So if I go in there again, I'm somewhere else. And loading up the game, it should brings me to here. That begs a question. Is that the save file? Loaded save. It is the... Oh, okay, no. But it says a loaded save. There might actually be a bug in there, yes. It could be that the save file gets loaded for some reason. And for some reason you're not starting here, where the save file was generated, but on the shore, on the boat. And then when you walk into the stairs, then it's always the same spawn point. That's a bug, yes. Pretty tricky one. Let me actually pause this effort. And let me see if it's a problem here. Paint the path. Yeah, don't do that. Just takes too long. Okay. Would made my boat green. Okay, new game. Let's see. So yeah, it's the same, but here you have the stone instead of the stairs. I touch the stone and then I'm here. And if I quit, it did save while I was quitting. Let's see if I land at the same. It loaded the save and it brought me back to the island. So that's bad. Yeah, this is a bug. That's definitely not the way I want this to go. So good job, Andre. Would have taken me a couple more weeks to find this. So it's just a problem. Actually, the problem is that it brings me back to the start. So I have a load game. Actually, let's see what happens exactly. So the game is set by default. It's set to new game, but with the landing screen, that's kind of nonsensical. But what it does is, wait, where is it? Sorry for jumping around. Here. This should actually be, oh, if not debug. Okay, it's on landing screen. That makes sense. This not debug is confusing. So it starts with the landing screen, which means nothing happens. Hey, Ethan. We've discovered a bug. And the bug is that if you have a save game and you press continue, it puts you on the shore with the boat, but it actually should put you in the world. Load. Return game. Is that the problem? Non-game, load game. I went to have food, then had to go to the store, but my partner said she wanted flavored sparkling water instead of Pepsi. No, apparently she wanted both Pepsi and sparkling water, so I had to drive back. That's funny. The bug is that these save games don't get loaded correctly. So instead of putting you into the game, it puts you on the shore where the boat is. Let me understand my own mess here. Load game. What's the specific bug? I'm still trying to find out. Game from landing screen, load game. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Why is this here? Like there's a reproducible scenario or yes. So let me think. If I remove my save file and then I run the game, actually can't make this in the debug mode. printf debugging to the rescue maybe. I don't think it's necessary. It's just a logic bug. But yeah, printf might help. So okay, it says continue. I've removed the save file. Okay, say new game. I walk in the game. I go here. And now remember this location. I exit. I have a save file. Back in. So it's saved at the location that I told you to remember. And now I continue, but I'm on the shore. It didn't put me where I was. It put me here, so that's bad. But then if I go into the portal, I'm exactly at the location. So what's going on? Because if I... Actually, let's try this again. And this time I'm saving explicitly. Okay, no save. The previous time I saved by Control Q, quitting the game, and it before it dies it saves. But let's quit, save and quit explicitly using the menu. And let's try this again. Continue. Oh, and that works. So that makes it weirder. Does it create a save file with actual contents though? Because it looked like you just force killed the game and didn't go to like save and quit menu or something, and that's if you have one. Yeah. So the excellent observation. That's exactly as I was talking about that. So yeah, I have this save and quit. And I'm pretty sure that I could also be mistaken that I have in my main loop of main loops that I have a save function, but I don't. I threw that away. Yes, you're absolutely right. But why then does it load the same location? That might be why then, right? Yeah. Let's see what kind of save file it creates when I Control Q quit. Okay, nothing there. New game. Might just as well quit here. There is something here. Okay, it's a normal save. It creates the save when you start a new game. That would make sense. Yeah, after I call start, it creates a save. Oh, It all makes sense. All makes sense now. The control queue doesn't save, but it saves when you start a game. So maybe that shouldn't happen. So the repercussions were that I had a save which has the seed in it. So every time I walked through the portal, it put me exactly at the same location every time. Because it's the same seed. So yeah, it should not create a save. Pretty sure. Let's remove the save. New game. And I force quit. Didn't save. So yeah, that's the question. Should I have an auto save? Or no? Maybe power of Twitch chat, drop a ducking. Yeah, that was surprisingly fast. How we solved that one. Andre discovered it and Ethan solved it. Pretty good team. Pretty good Q&A team, I'd say. So I produce the errors and Andre finds them and Ethan solves them. I'd say autosave when you enter-exit a dungeon. But then the issue is someone might not want to override the save when entering a dungeon. Yeah. So right now I make the... I have the old rogue strategy of preventing saves coming by deleting the save file when you load it. And that's pretty scary. Well, I think that's why I had the... Maybe I should put the save back in when you force quit. In quotations. Because... I mean, it's not... the game is, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half long. So it's not the end of the world, but... create save when the game loop ends. Where I was looking earlier. Here, this is the end of the main loop. And if I... Let's control and quit. If I break here and I put a save here. Maybe not here, but here. I mean, why wouldn't the player want a save here when they quickly want to quit the game? they will want this. Okay, so let's try this. So that's where I was looking. I thought it was there, but it wasn't. So now I put it back in. And if I now go over here and quit the game, then I'm here. And the game doesn't need to tell me that it loaded a save when I told it to continue. Fix save file confusion. Nice. I had an idea earlier before you went live. Oh, nice. When you equip items like a shield, it would be good to have some indicator that it's equipped. That's not in the inventory screen. Yes, I think I have one for weapons. But I could add one for the shield. Where am I? So I'm planning on adding status numbers, strength, vitality, here. Not here, but here. And I'm pretty sure... Okay, what is this? Why is it? Oh, that's also this one. Yeah, spawn points are messed up because of these things. Yeah, I can't solve that easily right now. But the... Let me somehow try to find a weapon. That might be difficult. Oh, I can drop some. Yeah. I have a guard mode. I can do anything. Okay, an axe and a bow. Shield. So the weapon is shown the bottom left. But shields are not. Some indicator that it's equipped. You mean that you know that you have that slot filled when you're looking through loot on the ground? Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, I might as well just add another slot for the... Oh, yeah, for shield and ring. I think that's the only two I have right now. Apart from the weapons. Yeah. Let me see how I did that. UI. Oh, that's status. Weapon. And then I can say... Oh yeah, here they are. That's easy. If armor is not null, then... Well, the color should be... Let's use the same one first here. Gray. Usually in games, armor and shields are just steel gray color. I was thinking of making it the same color as the item, but it should probably be a fixed color, so you can easily pass it. And this then some golden color, bronze color. And let's drop some loot. Weapon, shield, ring. Yeah, I've only changed the icon color. It should have the icon of the thing. And yeah, if it was a ring +1, it would have the +1, I think. Pretty sure. That's all +1. The colors. Item name. That's just item, so I can't say... that might work. Just the armor. Yeah, that works. Yeah, icon of the item would be nice. Maybe the text should be the same color as the item too, similar to health and that. Yeah. Let's try making the shield sand color. And the ring. Ignore that you're one step ahead of me. Okay. Ring. Shield. X. Why is it red? Oh, sand color +1 is red. That's tragic. I don't want to make it too dark, like the shield icon here. I can look at my colors. Maybe this one, or that's the brown. Yeah, maybe just actually gray. I mean it's too dark, but I still have some other grays down here. 54. Let's do it correctly. That's black +2. Where am I? Too many controls. Okay, shield. That's good. Bow. Yeah, it's a bit tricky because it might be confusing if they are not the same color as their icon. Yeah, I mean, one thing that I have to look out for is, of course, what if you... I mean, it's unlikely, but what if the list of things you can equip grows quite a bit, and then this list gets unwieldy? But I don't think so. And I could also just collapse that into just the icons if I needed to. But yeah, let's force that. Let's make them use the color of the actual item. Yeah. And this one, that's accessory. Let's see if this brown holds up. I think it kind of does. Well, consistency. Here they are all white or light gray. Yeah. They should be gray +1. But not... Oh. Oh. Went too fast. I need... So the text is gray +1, but this is... Oh god, it's OS table. Status, weapon... Or not status, but state, weapon. Object index. And then that is color index. So weapon, that's armor. Accessory, and then gray +1. Of course. lost half of it. Subscript type of jar, of course. Oh, and this should be the correct icon. Okay. This hopefully looks good. Yeah, I mean, it may be a bit much. What I found is actually what I look into the inventory the most for is potions and medicine. Maybe it would make more sense to show those. But yeah, back to the swear to God, if one of these trees disappears when I go into the editor. Okay, pause still there. Paths. That was in tile paint. Yeah, that was the original problem. The problem was that in the dirt region, you can't see the dirt path. Because it's all dirt. So of course it moves me here to this god-awful spawn. Okay, so that's the path. It's visible. And I'm dead. Let me turn on God mode. And can't finish that sentence. And the chance to paint should be 2 and 3. So if a roll of 3 is not 3, is not 1, then paint. Okay. Trying to not crash out. What is this? Why is it planting trees? Who's doing that? What is happening? Someone is planting trees. Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, it's the put theme function that I use, and the theme has objects in it. That's great. So I only need the ground. Let's dump this here for a second. Hope that's what it is. And then two. I have a ground. Then I paint the tile. First I need the tile. I have to combine this. Yeah, this can go, and then that's it. Don't need to set the blocks as dirty for retessellation, because that'll happen anyway. Okay, now it shouldn't plant trees in my path, but this takes an awful lot of time, painting the path. But I'm also using a really stupid pathfinding method. Yeah, it works. I see the path. There's even a bit of jitter in it. Like here, moving in this direction. It's not optimal that it moves through bushes. And I might actually increase the chance of it painting. Do I like that or do I not like that? I mean, it looks pretty neat. And I'm tempted to say that this makes the player just to run along it, but the path is so narrow anyway, and it's not like it's lit up with colors pointing in a direction. Oh, it actually led me to a dead end. Okay, I'm sold. Now I just have to make this performance somehow. Let's try a different kind of tiles. What about wood? Wood is 1. Benefit of that one is that it's readable in mud. But it might also be a bit much. But yeah, there it is. Well, I mean, it looks like a wooden pier right here. But yeah, it's actually, I like this a lot. Not the wood specifically, but the path. Let's see what else I have. I have wrong button. Cobble and blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try cobble. That's 9. Yeah, that doesn't work. I could create a new theme. So this stone would work if there would be dirt mixed into it, but all the stone in the game is brown right now. But I could change that, of course. I mean, it's only brown because it contrasts good with green. Well, that's not the right word. It complements green well. I also don't want a medieval vibe. Still learning how to pronounce words. Yeah, I mean, it's... Is that better or worse than brown stone? So this is much more exotic. This feels much more adventurous and primal. This feels... like not much. For me at least. So what other choices do I have? I could... I mean, ideally it would be not brown, not green, not gray. And that might get a bit difficult. Most problematic is the earth ground. Because what would a path through mud look like? It wouldn't be green, wouldn't be gray, it would be darker brown, probably. But I don't have darker colors. Okay, let's try this. Let's try the cave wall, but leave the color intact. Okay, that was the wrong number. Even wronger. Okay. I was getting confused there. That's no. No. So if I want to slow down the path generation even more, I can check the region of the patches, so I can swap the color depending on if it's grass or if it's gravel, etc. That still doesn't solve the brown earth problem. Maybe if I make it red, let's try that. Oh, that actually... that could actually work. I mean, it's a bit nonsensical. Wait, actually, if you think of the brown not as soil but as fallen leaves, that totally works. That's actually pretty neat. So that's red is 2, 3, 4. Dirt is 3. Was it, or was it 2? I think it was 3. 0, 1, 2. It's 2. Stupid. And I don't think I need another color. Ugh, I'm sorry. That was jarring. No, I don't have gravel as a surface to walk on, which I maybe should add. Let me turn this off. I only have it in the hills. Okay. The question is, do I want that? I mean, it's coming definitely, but I mean, on this ridge it would be fine. It's actually kind of cool. And maybe somewhere else. Actually, I like that. I mean, I have saved the map, so I can't save this. I can't write this to disk. Can I make this? to rock as well. No, this one snakes up all the way there. I can actually cut it off for a second, then flood it and connect it again. So then, what is the path for this? Is it also dirt? Is it sand? Is it... Is it this? I can change this into a different color that might fit. What is this? Oh, that's a name. Moss, okay. Okay, it's all 36. This is 16. Okay, let's go to stony region. Does that work? Maybe. I could just turn this off. I mean, it kind of works. If you think of coarse gravel and fine dust, Let's just go with that. And that's okay. Like this. Oh, I haven't changed the markers. Okay. So default is dirt. That's 2. Then for earth I have red. And rock. I have the dust. Okay, that's weird. There's one rock marker. Yeah, so the dust trail doesn't look good on grass. So I would have to make sure that the markers are all correct. Yeah, this looks, I mean, yeah, it looks weird. That's not good. But I could possibly change them programmatically. So these ones are correct. But it gets harder if they're standing on a dirt tile in the middle of the forest. Actually, I don't even need to check the region. Don't. Yeah, that's... So if the tile is, what was it, 341? Not bad. That is temple, then break. Otherwise, if the color is... I have to look that up. Earth. That's 28. Then that. Else. If the color is 53, that's 6. And if it is whatever C is, then that's 2. Else, well, this is the else. Okay, it's getting late. So, red earth, you mean clay? It's, I mean, what it's called is just for me to remember, but it's not that. I'm seeing a kind of a red earth when I look at it. Let me see if I can find it again. It looks to me like a path yeah, here, like the path. If you use all your imagination, then you can see, you could imagine the brown tiles as being dead leaves and the red trail as being the earth underneath that's laid bare. But yeah, let's call it an Easter egg, because it's really hard to see and to imagine. Okay, yeah, but this logic works. Okay, I don't like this extremely long straight line, but that's the terrain I made. Might have to change that. Okay, let's look some more. Yeah, why was there no trail here? Why is there one underneath my feet? But then it starts here. I mean, it's not perfect. It's a bit robotic, but it's a whole lot better with it than without it. And the A-star path finding is actually not that bad in terms of being an algorithm. It's not that obvious. So the only problem that's left is the insane runtime this thing needs. And the only problem wait, where's the path? The only problem is that the pathfinding function is not that easily. The results in the pathfinding functions are not that easily accessible. So I have the result here. There's the whole path, but I only return the last bit. I could create a global array that gets filled. Or I do it the correct way and pass in an array. But then I'd have to rewrite all the calls I have to this function. Well, I actually never checked if the monsters now walk through bushes. How can I... Yeah, let me test that before I try this 500 times. They don't. Oh, but their pathfinding might be fried. Because they think they can walk through it. So they'll try to move, but it won't work. And then they just give up. But they could as well just attack the bush. could check this here. If walk is 0, let's make it this way. If it worked, then return. Otherwise, give me the no entity add here. Or otherwise, get me the entity add your position plus the walk direction. And if that entity is a prop, that's type, I think. Bush and root, they are just props. If what's blocking you is a prop and it has HP, then attack maybe. What comes after chase? Strike. Okay, let's do another hedge test. Oh. They didn't want to. Okay, let's use someone that's more agile. Nope. Just got an idea. What if the raptors what if they can walk through bushes? That sounds fun. Sounds pretty scary. Imagine if raptors could hide in bushes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. They're hunters after all, yeah. Ambushes sound pretty good, yeah. And I mean, it's also pretty easy to implement. I just make bushes with raptors in them and randomly replace normal bushes with ones with raptors in them. I just need a Jurassic Park reference in there too, like the girl who says, it's a Unix system, I know this. Yeah, this sounds pretty much like Secret of Evermore. Not sure if you've played it, but that's exactly that. There are also raptors hiding in bushes. And bad movie references. Secret of Evermore. That's for the Super Nintendo. Amazing game. Sounds familiar. Don't know if I have. Yeah, but that's pretty much that game explained. So why are the raptors not chopping down the bushes at least? Only Super Nintendo games I've played are Star Fox and F-Zero. I've never played Star Fox, but I did play F-Zero quite a lot when I was a kid. It was before my time, so I wasn't exposed to that console much. Yeah. Super Nintendo was my childhood. And that's what I played all the time. Strike. Elevation. Foe. Oh, okay, let's use attack. Bush is not a foe. No need to check. Um, 1992 it came out. I was born 6 years later. It was the GameCube, PS1, original Xbox, and Wii era. Yeah, I had a GameCube as well. With Wind Waker and Super Mario Sunshine. Those are pretty amazing as well. But I never had a PlayStation. I bought my first PlayStation during COVID, PS4, on eBay, because I was so bored. Sunshine and Donkey Kong for me, where you actually had the drums connected. Oh yes, I remember that. I saw that. I saw the drums in a video game store that I remember pretty well. But I never had them myself. I still have my PS1, 2, and original Crystal Xbox. Oh, that's crazy. That's awesome. I lost the controllers when I first met my partner. I told her how much I missed playing Halo 2, so she bought me similar controllers and we played Halo 2 together. That's real love. But that's crazy. I've sold all my stuff at one point. I mean, incrementally, of course. Haven't touched it since. Depressing as heck. Halo 2. Halo 2 is depressing. I've never played. I only played Halo 1. No, the Xbox. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit depressing. But that just reminded me of Unreal Tournament. That's what I played a lot. The profile screen on the Xbox shows 3 names of guys I used to play with loads growing up, but have since gone out of touch. Star Wars Battlefront 1 I played shitloads too. Yeah, that's... I know that feeling. I've played World of Warcraft a whole bunch. 20 years ago now. And had many people there. But yeah, never saw them again either. It just reminds me I'm getting older, and that Xbox got me through a troubled childhood, so playing it is happy and sad to BH. Yeah. That's kind of sad. Well, not kinda. Yeah. PS2 my dad used to pirate games for. Did you need a mod chip for that on the PS2? I'm not sure. I remember a cousin of mine, his dad bought him a Pokemon, I think it was Pokemon Silver or Pokemon Gold, and it was I have no idea where he got the cartridge, but it was a clone, some kind of a copy of Pokemon, and it was a completely different game and completely buggy, so that was pretty funny, and the cartridge looked nothing like the original. We modded it so the top could be taken off on, and there was this CD called Swap Magic 3. You could put in first, boot into it, take the CD out whilst it was still running, and put in the pirated game, then press start and auto starts the game. Oh, okay. I also had the original DS in grey, and all I played was Nintendogs and Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Hey, the last Game Boy I really played was the Game Boy Advance. That was also a great console. With Castlevania, and what else was there? Yeah, all the Super Nintendo ports, of course. Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2. Oh, one great game, Sonic Adventure 2. Is that for the Game Boy Advance? Because I've never played that one. GameCube and Dreamcast, I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm so old. I still think the best game ever is Half-Life 2. Oh, one of the best games, at least. For me, it's Halo 1. Halo 1 was also pretty nice, yeah. But I've played that so long ago. I don't remember that much. Oh, okay, so I'm level 2. And so the enemies get stronger. That's why I'm not hitting them. When it was COD v Halo, it was always Halo for me. Even though my 360 died and I ended up getting a PS3, I still preferred Halo. Yeah, I played the very first Call of Duty. That was awesome. And I think I played the second one. And that was it. I haven't played another Call of Duty. So yeah, I don't know much about it. And also the only online play I did was World of Warcraft. And yeah, Unreal Tournament I only played with bots most of the time. Sometimes we did LAN parties. Just with 5 or 6 people. How come I didn't pick up an axe until now? How do you say it? Tier of favorite games: Halo, Morrowind, TF2, Fallout 1, Quake 3, Return to Castle Wolfenstein are my top favorite games. Those are awesome picks. I also love all those games. Well, Team Fortress 2, I've never played Team Fortress 2, but the other ones I know well. Loved TF2. Me and a few guys from elementary all the way to high school used to play to death. And loved Star and Gemma 985 on YouTube. Gemma rings a bell, but yeah, I think I've played. No, I don't think I've played Team Fortress. And neither Team Fortress 2. Me and my closest friend played WoW together all the way up to Mists of Pandaria. That's nice memories. Yeah, I've played from launch to Wrath of the Lich King. But for me, WoW got shitty after Cataclysm. Yeah, I've never played that far. I quit after Burning Crusade. Launch till Battle of Azeroth, really? Okay. Yeah, there are so many expansions. I can't put them in order. But is Battle of Azeroth, is that 5 years ago or something? Hey Zane, how's it going? Actually, BC was the first I played. I still play Classic every once in a while. Pretty much the version up till Wrath. I had the itch a week ago to go and jump into Classic. Actually not sure why I didn't. Maybe because I just don't have time. But yeah. BC was when the Draenor were playable, right? Yeah. Yeah. I remember they appeared when I started playing, but I love Tauren. Yeah, I was always a vanilla human. Mostly rogue. Sneaking around the capital. Around Orgrimmar. Oh, there was one strat where you went into, what was it, Blackrock Depths or something? No, it was Blackrock. It was the upper instances as a rogue, and he went around and pickpocketed all the money from all the orcs standing around, and he could make quite a lot of money doing that over and over again. Nothing like spending hours and just doing kill X of Y, gather X of Y. Yeah, I mean it's great to just shut your brain off. My Mac Mini is called Orgrimmar on my network too. That's funny. Zane, if you need a device, then ask away. Can I fix the navigation stuff fast? Yeah, I should do this right. I should return an array here. And that's wait, Max. He might have left. I'll probably be heading off in about 10 to 20 minutes. I've got one more game of NHL 2016 to finish. Whilst I'm still here. Yeah, that's fine. I'm also slowly packing up. And then depending on how I feel, I mean, if I remove the path thing, I can make a preview release. But, I mean, not that much it has changed. Well, actually, the whole world has changed. Right? Yeah, I'll do that. Then I'll create a short. A shitty short. Badly cut and without any context. I think that's actually funny. Just throwing stuff out there. And remove plateaus. Okay, I have that. Add paths. Yeah, I need to fix this. Actually, let's make this a global return table. I did that before and it works pretty well. And that was here, entity return table, and this is way. Yeah, fills weight table. With the path from PA to PB returns number of steps or 0. 0 on failure. Does that make sense? Should I return -1? Not sure. But now I have to unroll this. What kind of abomination is this here? Okay, it goes from the goal to the start. Using the parents. So it's in reverse. So if I... Oh, that is so stupid. Let's make some things at least really stupid. So this is really stupidly, I mean. And let's iterate this twice. Let's first to collect the length, and then yeah, and then I can fill the array backwards. So if this n is 0 and plus plus, actually can just let this run like this. So, oh, that's ugly. Let's see. Okay, and this time around, okay, this should be the same. Um, n minus 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 1. Oh god, this gets worse and worse. And sorry, is equal to this thing. Return n. Well, n is 0 now. That didn't work. And this has to be, well, this is, I think this is correct. But n is gone, so let's get another variable in here. Well, I shouldn't tinker with essential functions after 11 p.m., I think. It's probably a bad idea. Way, okay, here. Good call, yeah. I mean, I should have at least committed all the other stuff. But it's too late now. Too many arguments. Okay, tile. Way. If it's 0, then break. It's writing into D, and D is way table 0. Probably. Set but not used. Okay, that's bad. Thanks. This way. Entity. Oh, okay. Equal to 1. Okay, I have to catch these checks. What was the other file? Tile. If it's 0, then break. That was good. But these checks are greater than 0. Why is it? What is this? A line. Okay. Return 0, but set this to this. If it's 0, return fail. That makes sense. Reverse. Okay, first I have to set it. Wait table 0. And the same here. Where's that defined here? Okay. And then let's where do I put that? Okay, it would surprise me if this still works. The pathfinding still works. Okay, the game still works. That's a plus. And I mean, that looks normal to me. Ooh. The bear is destroying the bushes. It's even more suspicious. Oh, stream's lagging. Twitch says bitrate is good. Let me check OBS. Oh. Yep. Great. Gonna nip off anyways. Gonna let the dog out in the garden so he can do whatever he does. Catch you tomorrow if you're alive.